Welcome to another episode of Unsolved Clue. In this episode, we're about to watch a series of intriguing videos from the captivating show The Simpsons. This animation has made some incredibly bizarre predictions during the years it has been on air, and surprisingly, most of them have turned out to be true and have actually happened. From events like President Trump and occurrences in Game of Thrones to the global spread of COVID-19 and many other things, The Simpsons has managed to foresee them. So, let's dive in and see these fascinating predictions unfold. Before we get started, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. Alright, let's talk about the first accurate prediction that caught many by surprise: President Trump. One of the most famous predictions by The Simpsons actually happened in the year 2000. At a time when many weren't expecting it, the show predicted that Donald Trump would one day become the President of the United States. In Season 11, Episode 17, which aired in 2000, we saw a glimpse of Lisa, the youngest daughter of the family, taking a trip to the future where she witnesses him as the new president. She tells her cabinet that they've inherited a budget crisis from the previous government, which belonged to Trump.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
And after around 17 years, on January 20th, 2017, Donald Trump was inaugurated as the new President of the United States, making one of The Simpsons' controversial predictions come true. Number 2, the Game of Thrones series. One of the most intriguing predictions by The Simpsons that took on a realistic twist is related to the 8th and final season of Game of Thrones. In the first episode of the 29th season of The Simpsons, which aired in 2017, we time travel back to the medieval times, witnessing the presence of dragons in an ancient city, and the focus of the episode is on the icy version of Marge. Throughout this episode, the city of Springfieldia comes under attack by a dragon. The Simpson family members are also shown watching the scene unfold. The dragon sets the entire city ablaze. The interesting part of this story is that less than 2 years later, a similar scene was depicted in a popular TV show. Or in another episode of The Simpsons, there's a scene where a dragon attacks the icy cold mother, Marge, with fire. Seeing that, it reminds us of the moment when Drogon breathes fire on Night King in the third episode of the final season of Game of Thrones called The Long Night.
Look, the dragon is burning our village!
I love our life.
Number 3, mutated animals and fruits. In the year 2011, two significant events took place near different nuclear power plants. One was the discovery of a three-eyed fish in Argentina, and the other was people finding mutated fruits with strange sizes and appearances in Japan. What's interesting here is that The Simpsons show actually showcased a three-eyed fish and mutated fruits back in 1990 and 1999, respectively. And the intriguing part is that both unusual events were linked to the influence of nuclear power plants on nature. Number 4, the COVID-19 pandemic. In 1993, The Simpsons aired the episode titled Marge in Chains for the first time. This episode focused on Marge, who gets accused of shoplifting and is forced to spend time in prison. The rest of the Springfield residents fall victim to a flu epidemic after a shipment of products arrives in town. This flu epidemic leads to a widespread disease similar to COVID-19. Interestingly, the flu epidemic originates from another country before reaching the United States. Moreover, there's no immediate or definite cure, and the doctor recommends patients to rest until they recover, similar to what scientists advised for COVID-19. Number 5, the legalization of marijuana in Canada. The prediction by The Simpsons in the episode Midnight RX from 2005 depicts Ned along with Homer and Grandpa going to Canada to illegally obtain prescription drugs for their children. Ned meets a Canadian and realizes, after their calm encounter with marijuana, that its use has become legal in that country and it's no big deal.
You like to puff on a reeferino? It's legal here.
They warned me Satan would be attractive. Let's go.
13 years later, in 2018, recreational marijuana use indeed became legal in Canada. This one was quite strange for the people. Number 6. The Tiger Attack. In the 10th episode of the 5th season of The Simpsons, Mr. Burns opens his own casino, and during its grand reopening, they have Siegfried and Roy performing. During the show, Roy becomes the victim of his own tiger's attack. In 2003, Roy himself was attacked by his tiger named Montecore during a live performance, resulting in severe injuries that left him unable to walk and even speak for years. While Roy was the one attacked by the tiger, he was certain that nothing would happen to his tiger. Eventually, the tiger's life came to an end in 2014 due to an illness. Number 7. Voting Machine Glitch. In the 4th episode of the 20th season of The Simpsons, which aired in 2008, Homer enters an electronic voting booth and tries to vote for Barack Obama. However, every time he touches the touchscreen, the vote is registered for another candidate. A similar incident actually occurred in 2012 when a voter in a polling booth was unable to cast a vote for their intended candidate.
Officials didn't immediately say whether the machines just glitched or whether they were tampered with, but either way.
Based on a viral video that has been watched millions of times, every time that person attempted to vote for Obama, the vote was registered for Mitt Romney. Number 8. NSA spying on citizens. Contrary to many predictions, this one was actually made in the cinematic version of The Simpsons animation. After Homer gets caught up in a story about pollution in a lake involving the United States Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, he and his family go on the run in 2007. They use a bus to escape, and the National Security Agency, NSA, with its surveillance and a seemingly robotic bus driver, capable of eavesdropping, manages to track down the Simpsons' location. The event that came to light in 2013 was Edward Snowden's revelation. An NSA employee, Snowden released documents to the public that showed a government agency had been engaged in spying on ordinary citizens for years. This action had been taking place even before The Simpsons predicted it, but the subject wasn't exposed until 2013. I'd be really happy if you could give the video a like, leave a comment, and share your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel too. Doing these things helps us progress and stay motivated to create high-quality videos with even more exciting topics for all of you viewers.